So in this video, we're going to have a look at the Bowmar nose button. These have been around for a while now, and the recurve edition's fairly recent, I'd say, but they've been really popular for archery. So we've got our compound edition and our recurve edition. So these are about $30 Australian. They come with two different sizes. You get a big size, a small size, and it comes with a serving thread you need to install it to the bow as well, which is really handy. I've been shooting these on my Formula XI and my Invicta for the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to kind of talk through today what I think about the recurve version and what I think about the compound one. Now with the recurve, I wasn't a massive fan. For me, I think it's more, there's a lot of different ways you can shoot a recurve. Myself, I like to kind of come to full draw, and then when I'm expanding, it's a fairly continuous movement. A lot of people like to aim a little bit longer and will kind of get here, especially those that shoot with a KSL system where they transfer and they're kind of here for a little bit longer and the aiming's a bit more, not important, but they're not doing as much at full draw. I think this favors that. And if you look at the people promoting it, they generally shoot with that style. For me, I found it was kind of annoying on the recurve because I get to full draw and as I'm expanding, I just feel the pressure on my nose, which didn't really help me a whole lot. I've shot with kisser buttons before. I'd probably prefer them over the nose button, but I feel like for recurve, you need to be kind of more focused on the shot process, whereas compound is more of an aiming involvement and the peep to scope relationship is more important. So I think for recurve, for me, I'll be shooting with my normal string without it, but compound, I definitely preferred it. So I'll get my recurve out and we'll have a few shots just to show you how the nose button works. So you can definitely feel it. I guess it would help as a reference, but it just, I don't know, there's something about it on a recurve. Maybe if I use a smaller one, it would be better. I mean, I've tried the small one on the compound, but I didn't really, I guess, feel it as much. It didn't give me as much of a reference. So it's the kind of thing, I mean, I've probably only shot a few hundred arrows with the recurve style of the nose button. Maybe if I persevered a couple of weeks longer, it might become a little bit more natural. Yeah, but like I was saying before, obviously with recurve, if you don't have a peep sight, you're not worried about that peep to scope relationship. But for me, it's kind of more of a distraction, I suppose, on the recurve. Some people it might be really good. I mean, it's very cheap. Like considering the things you can buy in archery, I mean, just talking stainless points to tungsten points, the amount of difference in price between those two versus the performance you gain. Whereas something like this, it's 30 bucks. It's worth getting and trying, which is exactly what I did. And depending on the style of shooting you do with a recurve, you might really like it. So now we're going to have a look at the compound version of the nose button. So the difference between the compound and the recurve is the recurve one's a lot softer. So I'm using the big one on my Invicta. Now this has really helped me. I really like the compound version because one of the things I struggled with when I was shooting is when I was at full draw, especially if I was holding for a long time and I kind of started to lean back or this elbow would drop, my peep versus my scope would kind of rise up like that. So rather than being perfectly aligned, I might be looking through my peep and see kind of the top half or the bottom half of my scope. And this has been really good at kind of keeping me honest and making sure that when I'm at full draw, I'm keeping my head in the same place. I'm not allowing the peep and the scope to shift. Especially in the wind when you're holding for quite a while, that's something where I struggle because I really start to do this throughout the shot. So I'm really liking the nose button on the compound. And they come in different colours too, which is a big thing for any product used in target archery, and I guess hunting as well. I think there's 6 or 7 different colours, there's quite a few. We sell a lot of black, that seems to be the go-to for most people. I haven't tried the small one on Invicta, but I don't think I will. I think I will just stick with the big one. And like I said, it's really helped me to keep that scope and peak relationship level rather than allowing the peak to kind of slip up or down if I'm holding for a bit too long. Probably don't notice the difference between the recurve and the compound one as far as the softness. The recurve one's meant to be a lot softer. I mean, maybe if I shot this on my recurve, I might say something totally different because I'm kind of pulling the draw weight into my face, whereas the compound, it's obviously stopped against the wall. But I 100% would recommend the compound one. This is something I'll be sticking with going forwards with target, and will be something I put on my hunting bow as well. And the Bowmar nose button is available at elizaarchery.com.